Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at GreatMillStone that rule well, and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. Yeah, just been reading through Luke, which has basically inspired me to do a quick sit down on a few verses in the chapter, man. So I'm going to start from Luke 10 and verse 38. Now it came to pass as they went, in fact, let me start from 38. Now it came to pass as they went, and he entered into a certain village, he being Yahushai. A certain woman named Martha received him into her house. Okay, so when Yahushua went to a certain village, there was a certain woman that came along, and she was like, yo, she just took him in, received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Yahushua's feet and heard his word. Now, this sister called Mary, man, she, everywhere Yahushua went, man, she was, she wanted to hear his word. She sat at his feet, which shows the level of humility. I mean, I don't know if you've ever noticed children when they have like story time. It could be in kindergarten or whatever. You often see them sitting on the floor with their legs crossed, basically listening to what the teacher has to say. Okay, and Yahushua is that ultimate teacher, man. And she was humbling herself like a little child, which is what's commanded of us, is that we humble ourselves as little children, man. All right, and desire the sincere milk of the word that we may grow thereby. And that's symbolic, and that's how we've got to be, man. We got to, take the low, and we got to sit and with humility. And sit at Yahushua's feet and hear this word, man. But be more ready to hear than to give sacrifice of fools. Okay, with humility. And verse 40. But Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, Lord, dost thou not care that my sister have left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me. Now, when you go into this word cumbered. I'm going to go into this word cumbered real quick. All right. And the Greek word is perispao. Okay. And it says to draw around, to draw away, distract. So she was distracted. All right. Martha was busy and around, being a busybody, being distracted, doing so much things, getting all hot and bothered. And when women, when they got too many tasks to do, man, sometimes they can get a bit passive aggressive. You might have a woman, if she got too many tasks to do, because especially in this kingdom, they ain't got maids and shit to do things for them. They got to do it themselves, man, in the household. And they can get hot and flustered, and they can be a bit passive aggressive, all huffing and puffing. Oh, you ain't doing anything, hoovering around your feet and shit like that. Just being a demon, okay? And it says to be driven about mentally. So going in, basically insane in the membrane, like that tune, insane in the membrane. To be distracted, to be overoccupied, all right? Too busy about a thing, too hot and flustered, too hot and bothered. Ah, shit, man. I got to clean now. I got to wipe this down all myself. Look at that. Look at Mary. What's she sitting at Yahushua's feet? God damn it, man. I'm going to do this all myself, being a nigger woman, man. Just being overoccupied, being too busy. All right. Now, there's a precept that I want to get, which lines up with this real quick. Okay. And if you just type in busybodies, here we go. For we hear that there are some which walk among you, disorderly, working not at all, but are busybody. And a part of doing the work is studying as well, because you got to teach yourself before you can go out and teach others, man. That's a part of this labor as well, man. All right, so if you're prioritizing things over this truth, working not at all, being a busybody, putting all your time and your effort into worldly things rather than doing this work, man, then you are one of those busybodies, man. All right, and that's being disorderly. The scripture says, let everything be done decently and in order, man. Be apt to teach, okay? Be ready whenever to do this, man, to do this work. And you should want to do this, man. But the Lord said, even if you do all these things, still say that you're an unprofitable servant, okay? So you also got to have that level of humility in mind as well. Right, now let's go back to Luke, man. Let's go back to Luke. I believe it was, yeah, here we go. Right, so back into verse 40. But Martha was cumbered about. So yeah, she was a busybody, man. All right, looking at Mary, giving her that, that sharp, that squinting eye, looking at her from across the room. Probably wanted to throw the towel in her face. Looking at her sitting at Yahushua's feet while she was just getting the word, man, hearing the word, being attracted to the word, attracted to the light, okay? And came to him and said, Lord, So she started complaining. Said, dude, does thou not care that my sister have left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me, man. You know, why you tell her to help me? You know, so she was bitching to Yahweh Shai, man. And you got a lot of bitches in GMS as well, man. You got a lot of bitches, emotional guys, man, that basically will talk against other brothers, man. You can't be doing that, man. You gotta look, man, if you got an out with a brother, you gotta go to him, man. You know? But she was bitching about Yahweh. You know what? Tell her to help me, man. She ain't working, man. The thing is, the Lord sees everything, man. The Lord knows the Lord knows the hearts of men. So you can't look, man. Just focus on yourself, man. Okay, obviously, if you see a brother slacking, you know, you might speak to him, go to him and be like, yo, brother, what you saying, man? I noticed you ain't done a couple videos, man. What you saying, you know? Exhort the brother, you know, but you don't start bitching, man. You got to go to him direct, okay? So, and that's just swaying off the point a little bit, but it still ties into this lesson, okay? It says, bid her therefore that she help me. So tell her to help me, Lord. You know, so she tried to tell Yahweh Shai what to do, yeah? Tell him to tell her off. That she can come and be cumbered like me, to tell her to be a busybody like me, so we can share the workload, so we can be busybodies together. Instead of getting this word, instead of desiring the sincere milk of the word, instead of being humble, okay? Instead of keeping thine eyes single, and that's symbolic of how we've got to be. We've got to be single on this word. We got to have our eyes single, man. Okay. It says, and Yahweh Shai answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha. So he said her name twice. You know, and man, you know, when you got to calm a woman down, she's all hot and flustered and she's all ranting and raving, and you got to say their name not just once but twice. Yo, Martha, Martha. You know, Martha. You got to say that. You got to reiterate the name. You know. And you know, the Lord's voice, the scripture says he had a sound like many waters, man. So you know he had that bass, Martha, Martha. You know, thou art careful and troubled about many things. Like you're flustered about many things. All right, you're all over the place. Just look at you, man. You're troubled about many things. But one thing is needful, and Mary have both chosen that good part, which shall not be taken away from her. Why? Because if we take hold of this word, man, hey, there ain't nothing that no one can do to us, man. At the end of the day, man, you can't do nothing against this truth but for the truth, man. This truth is here forevermore, man. All right, so we got to take hold and we got to roll with that faith, man. We can't get into all of these worldly things, man, the affairs of this world, because the Lord ain't dealing with that, man. Don't be finding yourself being a busybody, man. Don't be walking disorderly, man. You got to, you know, constantly knock on Yahweh Shai's door, man, so that he may sup with you, man. You know, that's how we've got to be in this truth. So with that, man, Lord willing, you Arkin were edified. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet and to the point, man. Okay, let me close out on one more. Let me get James 4:4. Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High. So you can't be all up in this world, man. All right, getting caught up, because the Lord said that if you're in league with this world, then basically you are, you're gonna have that enmity with the Most High, man. Okay, and I believe there's one more in Timothy. Yeah, here we go. This is the one I wanted. Okay, so 2 Timothy 2:4. No man that warreth. Okay, and we are at war. I will remind you that we are at war, brothers, man. This is spiritual warfare, physical, you name it, man. Sometimes it gets a bit physical, man. All right, and I mean sometimes it's a physical battle. Maybe Satan might be attacking your physical body, man, and you gotta fight against it. You gotta pray against the demons that are plaguing you in your mind. It's a constant warfare, man. All right. So if you're constantly at war, you ain't got time to be in a busybody, man. You're steady trying to figure out where the enemy's going to throw the next punch, man. Okay? It says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier, man. So you got to have that soldier-like mentality, man. Don't get entangled with the affairs of this life. Don't be like Martha, man, getting all hot and bothered, man, and flustered, man. Being a busybody, man, working disorderly. Okay, so with that, man, Lord willing, you Arkin were edified, man. We gotta do this work, man, in sincerity, man. All right, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.